With this Beatles Day Tripper guitar lesson, we'll show you all the essential lead and rhythm guitar parts. Along with guitar tabs and chord diagrams, we're going to cover each section with a step-by-step approach. The opening riff starts with a 3-note phrase on the bottom 6th string, and it's going to be 0, 3, 4. Very important that we use the correct finger numbers to fret with, and that would mean using the 2 finger, the middle finger, to fret the 3rd fret, and the 3rd finger frets the 4th fret. Throughout the entire intro, we want to keep our fretting hand steady in position, so if we align our fretting fingers with our 1st finger along the 2nd fret, then the middle finger 3rd fret, 3rd finger 4th fret, it simply makes it a lot easier to learn. So back to those first 3 notes. Then we flatten or partially bar that 1st finger across the 5th and the 4th strings, and we drag across 5th to the 4th string like so. So if we put it together from the top, 0, 3, 4, and then dragging across that 2nd fret. And one more note to add to this: if you still have your fretting hand, your 1st finger right there, lift off and play the 4th string open. We're going to divide this intro into 2 parts, and part 1 is this. And we'll do that a couple of times just to get the hang of it. And then we flatten that 1st finger again along the 2nd fret, and we have a 5-note phrase coming up. Play that 2nd fret on the 5th string, then jump up to the 4th string, 4th fret, dun dun, back to that 1st finger on that 5th string, and then the 4th string open. So 2nd fret, 5th string to the 4th fret on the 4th string, 2nd fret, 5th string to open on the 4th string. And then the last note, again we place that 1st finger down and play the 4th string 2nd fret. So that 2nd part of the intro is this. And we'll do that again. Now we put it all together from the top. We'll do a slow walk through the first time. We'll do 2 more run-throughs. After that, we'll pick up the tempo a little bit. Here we go. 1, 2. Ready, go. Now, this opening riff is played 5 consecutive times during the intro section, and in the intro section is when you have other instruments layered in, such as drums, bass, and a tambourine. And when the verse section starts, it's when the vocals kick in. You're going to continue playing that opening riff if you're the lead guitarist, and that is going to be an E based on the opening or root note. We're going to call that the E riff. And during the verse section, you play the E riff 2 times, and then you're going to shift everything over, or technically up a string, this way. And we're going to play the same riff in A. Just 1 time, and then shift back down to E. So the verse section will be 2 E riffs, 1 A riff, and then 1 E riff. And let's review that right now. We'll do a slow walkthrough of the verse section for the lead guitar part. 1, 2, ready, and got a good reason for taking the easy way out. Got a good reason for taking the easy way out. The rhythm guitar parts were played by John Lennon, and he used some unique chord voicings for the E to E7th chord transition. And so we'll start with how to hold the chord shapes. For the E, we'll have the bottom string open, and then the 1st finger on the 5th string 7th fret, 3rd finger on the 4th string 9th fret, pinky finger right next to that on the next string also on the 9th fret, And then we also have the top two strings open. So this chord voicing for E, it's kind of unique, definitely unique. And for the E7th, the middle finger, from the chord shape you're holding, the middle finger will go down on the 3rd string 7th fret. And what you do to go from E to E7th is you lift the pinky, because that middle finger is on the same string as the pinky finger. So here's the E. When you lift the pinky, there's your E7th. Now, as far as how to play the rhythm, again, the drums are up front on this recording, and you also have George Harrison playing some other chords. So the exact rhythm pattern, there really isn't one, but this is a general way to play it for one guitarist. I'll play the rhythm first and we'll break it down. We go about that is on the first down strum we emphasize the bottom strings, definitely the bass note, and then so going from E major to E7th, which is just lifting the pinky and then going back to E, so E, E7th, back to E, boom, dun, 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 then 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, then lift off, down, up. Let's put that all together now. We'll do a slow walkthrough. 1, 2, ready, go. And we'll do it again. The rhythm starts on the 3rd measure of the intro, so you'll play the E section for 2 measures before the verse begins. And when the verse begins, we'll follow the same running order or progression as we did with the lead guitar riff. The verse section will start with 2 measures of E, followed by 1 measure of A. And what we'll do, what I like to do actually, and I'm going to show this, it's very hard, again, to decipher exactly what they're doing on the original recording. So for a one-person version, I'm going to apply the same approach we did with the E. We're going to go from an A major, which is a regular A bar chord, and then lifting the pinky to go to the 7th. So for the A section, I'm going to suggest, especially if you're playing on your own, to play it like this. Again, that same deal with lifting off to go to the 7th chord voicing. So let's put the verse section together now. We'll do 2 measures of the E, 1 measure of A, and then 1 measure of E. 1, 2, ready, and... For the chorus, we're going to go to an F sharp 7th chord. And on the original recording, we have 2 guitars playing the rhythm part for the chorus. Each guitarist is playing a different chord voicing, and on top of that, you have the drums and bass. So for a one-person version, you're not going to sound exactly like the recording. Again, the key is if you're playing with drums or not, but the basic way I would approach the chorus is the strum pattern will be down, 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 up, down. Or 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, with sort of a choppy-like effect. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. It's played 4 consecutive times. And then we slide the shape up to an A7th, 5th fret position, for 1 bar. And then down to A flat 7th. And then you're going to slide up. There's 2 ways to play this. Here's option 1. You're going to slide up to a C sharp chord. It seems like they're using the same chord shape, but I think it's actually a major chord. The only difference is lifting the pinky, but I'm going to put the pinky down. C sharp major, and then down to B. Now, if you want to try a 7th out, if you're playing unaccompanied, you can make the call on that, and then you'll go right back to the riff. So another option I wanted to point out, and I looked at a Day Tripper video. George Harrison, instead of going up to the 9th fret position for the C sharp and the 7th fret position for the B, he actually plays a C sharp here. It's sort of like a power chord shape where you flatten the 3rd finger across 3 strings, and then goes down 2 frets to B. And I happen to like that particular voicing as well to wrap up the chorus, because then it's a lot easier to kick back into the riff. So with that, I'm going to review the complete chorus now, and I'm going to throw in that second option for the last 2 chords. So here's how it'll sound from the top. 1, 2, ready, go. Day Tripper, one-way ticket, yeah. Took me so long to find out, and I found out. Also, one other point is I tend to rev it up a little bit for this. It's not how it's done in the original recording, but I tend to rock it out. I go. I find that as a great lead-in to going back to the opening riff. For the bridge section, the lead guitar riff will be played in B, and with that we need to shift up to the 4th fret position. And there's a couple variations on the riff. The first one will be we're going to start it with a double stop, and that's just strumming or plucking those middle 2 strings on the 4th fret that we have our first finger barred across. And then the other variation will be a hammer for the next 2 notes, going down to the 5th string, going from the middle finger to the 3rd finger, 5 to 6. So, and then after that, we drag across those middle 2 strings the individual notes. So from the top. And then if we divide the section, or the bridge section, this riff into 2 parts, the first part ends by extending the pinky finger up 3 frets, and that'll be on the 4th string 7th fret. So the first half of the riff will sound like this. And we'll do that again. Then, keeping the hand steady and in position, that first finger, we go back to the 4th string 4th fret, and we'll break that down. Next string 6, so 4th string 4th fret, 3rd string 6th fret, and then 4, 7 on the same string. 4, 6, 4, 7, and then that 3rd string 4th fret to complete the second part of the riff. So now we'll put the complete riff together for the bridge section. Here we go from the top. Then again. And then one more time. The B riff is played 3 times to start the bridge, and then for the second half of the bridge, again this is the lead guitar part, after you play that 3rd riff, then you shift down 1 fret with the first finger aligned along the 3rd fret, and the middle finger will be aligned along the 4th fret, and the mini guitar solo will start on that 3rd string 4th fret. You're going to play that note twice. And then we're going to pull off the 2nd string. Again, that 3rd finger's there on the 3rd fret. It'll catch the pull off. So 5 to 3 there. Back down to that 3rd string 4th fret. And then back up to the 2nd string 3rd fret. So the riff starts like this. And then we're going to go back to that 5th fret 2nd string, and we're going to do a bend. You're going to need multiple fingers, or well, at least just 2 to get a solid bend. So it's a bend, then a release. So if we put that riff together, the first section of the solo, here's how it sounds. we shift up. The key is keeping that third finger down. That's sort of like you're going to just guide along that second string there and shift up to the 12th fret position. So 12, 12, 10, 12, 10. And that riff there, again staying on the 12th fret, pluck it first regular, then a bend back to 12, 10, 12. Here's the complete section here, the middle section of the guitar solo. And then the final section, pretty easy. You keep that third finger down on that second string 12th fret. Middle finger shifts to the string below, the third string 11th fret, and you go back and forth 12, 11, 12, 11. Let's do a slow walk through the complete solo. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. For the rhythm guitar parts for the bridge section, you have a couple of options, and the first option is the most basic. You take a B major chord along the 7th fret position and then apply a strum pattern like this: down, 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 up, down, up, or down, 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 up, down. Just a slight variation, whatever works best for you, but you can play that for all 12 bars, so it'll go something like this: 1, 2, 3, etc., throughout all 12 bars. Now, a second option, and that's if you have another guitarist, a second rhythm guitarist, is you can do a more accurate version by playing variations off a B major chord. And what I mean by that is we're going to instead fret it like this, with the thumb fretting the bass note on the bottom string 7th fret, and then the first 1, 2, and 3 fingers sort of form a diagonal line, 7, 8, 9. We're muting that 5th string. This is still a B major chord shape, it's just a different chord voicing. But what you can do instead is focus just on the middle strings. Occasionally if you want strumming the bass, but what we're going to do is this. That's one measure, but we're focusing just on the middle 2 strings. And you're going to maintain that for the first 4 bars. Then you place the pinky down on the 3rd string. That implies a B sus4 chord. That's done for just one measure, the 5th measure. And then you lift the pinky and then focus on 3 strings instead of just 2. So this melody note is ascending. I'm going to play it back. Well, first let's connect that last chord we did. That'll be the 6th measure. So now let's connect it all from the beginning. The first 6 measures. 1, 2, ready, go. And then, so the tension keeps building with this ascending melody note. We're going to now extend the pinky finger up 3 frets to the 10th fret, and we're going to play this for 4 measures. 3, 4, and then the final 2 will play a B major chord off the top 4 strings. So the whole time we have the melody note ascending. And now let's put that all together from the beginning. We'll do all 12 bars. 1, 2, ready, and. that'll lead back into the opening riff again. There's a third guitar part on the bridge that plays an ascending single note line that sort of reinforces that building of tension that occurs throughout the bridge. And with that, it's a real easy line to play, but again, if you're playing with other guitarists, it might be kind of fun to try out. And what it is just single notes, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, and then shifting to the third string, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11. For the song's ending or coda, the opening lead guitar riffs and the rhythm guitar parts are simply repeated in E until the song fades out. So if you're playing this in person or live, you need to think of an ending, and I'm going to suggest anything E-ish will sound good. If you're playing in the key of E, you want to provide at least a harmonized ending with anything E, and I'm going to suggest just the open bottom string. So if you're playing the lead guitar riff, simply doing that would sound good, or strumming an open E would work as well for an in-person or live ending. Once you have each section memorized, the final step with this lesson is to put it all together and practice a complete arrangement of the song. And you can focus either on just the lead or the rhythm guitar parts, or try out your own combination of both.